Longshoremen's Union about to strike after midnight tonight.
Cranes idle in Brooklyn, Baltimore, and Houston. Dock workers striking for the first time in almost 50 years.
The Longshoremen Strike is a big deal that affects not just the economy, but also the daily lives of people in several states. When workers stop loading and unloading cargo at major ports, it creates a ripple effect that can lead to higher prices and fewer products on store shelves. This situation can hit small businesses hard and cause worries for families everywhere. So, let's dive into this video today to learn more about how this strike is changing things for everyone. This week, ports across the U.S. from Maine to Texas have closed as about 45,000 dock workers went on strike for the first time since 1977. Workers started their picket lines early Tuesday, affecting ports on the East and Gulf coasts. With a tight presidential election also coming up, this situation could have serious effects on the economy. There are signs that negotiations are starting to move forward. The U.S. Maritime Alliance, which represents ports and shipping companies, has noted that both sides have changed their initial wage offers. However, on Wednesday, the alliance urged the International Longshoremen's Union to return to the negotiating table. They stated, "We cannot agree to preconditions to return to bargaining, but we remain committed to bargaining in good faith." Why are longshoremen going on strike? The International Longshoremen's Association, ILA, representing around 47,000 port workers, is on strike due to failed negotiations for a new labor contract with the alliance that represents shippers and port operators. The union is demanding significant pay raises and assurances that automated technology will not replace human workers. They have accused the Management Alliance of presenting low-wage offers, which has fueled discontent among workers. Negotiations broke down in June, and since then, communication between the two sides has been minimal.
So that's why we're all fighting here. It's for jurisdiction, for health, it's for wages.
What are the issues in the dock workers' strike? Excitement brews as the dock workers' union makes bold demands for significantly higher wages and a complete ban on the automation of cranes, gates, and container-moving trucks at 36 U.S. ports. These vital ports handle nearly half of the nation's cargo from ships, making their operations critical to the economy. The union's initial demand was a striking 77% pay raise over the 6-year contract. President Harold Daggett emphasized that this increase is necessary to combat inflation and the years of minimal wage growth. How will a strike affect the economy? The 14 major ports affected by the union contract handle just over half of the nation's container trade, playing a crucial role in the supply chains that link the U.S. to the global economy. However, analysts suggest that an immediate economic disaster is unlikely. Many large retail chains have anticipated a potential strike, prompting them to move shipments earlier this year. As a result, experts do not foresee immediate shortages or price increases in stores. Yet, if the strike continues for an extended period, regular consumers could feel significant effects. Even a short work stoppage can cause disruptions, with analysts estimating that each day of the strike could lead to 5 days of delays as ports work through any backlog. Workers at these ports belong to a different union, which secured a 6-year contract last year that included a 32% raise, so they will not participate in the strike. West Coast workers may refuse to handle any shipments diverted from the East Coast. Certain operations will remain unaffected by the strike. Oil and gas terminals operate with their own crews. Week 1. Initial disruptions. In the first week, large retailers might weather the storm thanks to stocked inventory. But smaller businesses with leaner supply chains will begin to feel the crunch. Logistics companies scramble to reroute shipments through alternative ports, raising costs that could soon be passed on to consumers. Week 2. Rising costs. By the second week, delays intensify, leading to rising transportation costs and potential supply chain bottlenecks. Retailers, particularly those dealing in apparel and electronics, will start to see price hikes. Weeks 3 to 4. Scarcity and economic anxiety. Consumers will notice significant price increases on essentials. Businesses that depend on imports may halt production, leading to layoffs and heightened economic anxiety. Weeks 5 to 8. Widespread impact. By week 5, product shortages become acute. straining household budgets as basic items grow more expensive. As the strike lingers, recession fears set in, with companies diversifying supply routes to Mexican ports as a response. Prepare for possible shortages. Given the potential for significant disruptions, it's wise for consumers to stock up on essential foods and water now. How long is a strike expected to last? What is Taft-Hartley? The duration of the Longshoremen Strike remains uncertain. Some analysts believe the White House may step in as the economic and political impacts escalate, especially with Election Day approaching. President Joe Biden could consider using the powers granted by the 1947 Taft-Hartley Act to bring both parties back to negotiations and to end the strike. The Taft-Hartley powers have not been frequently used in recent years, with the last invocation occurring during George W. Bush's presidency in 2002. This was when port operators locked out West Coast longshoremen amid an ongoing labor dispute. The strike comes at a critical time just weeks before an election, where the economy and inflation are significant issues. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are likely to face inquiries regarding their positions on this labor dispute, further complicating the political landscape. So, what do you think of the Longshoremen Strike and its effect on the economy? Comment below your views and subscribe for more.